what's up, MCU tier list? Let's go. All from the first one leading up to Guardians of the Galaxy. So let's go. We're gonna start in chronological order. So I'm gonna start with Iron Man. Iron Man, obviously, it's great. I would put it at GOAT, but no, it's not really perfection, but it was the first movie for the MCU. It set the bar, and Robert Downey Jr. really brought this character to life. And like, it's so amazing. Still an amazing movie. Slightly forgettable in certain scenes, but I mean, it's still amazing. Next, Incredible Hulk. This is probably the most underrated MCU film. Like, it's super, I would put it in enjoyable. So it's super enjoyable. This movie is like insane. The best, like this Hulk had the best look and the best strength. Like Mark Ruffalo's looks so weak and dumbed down. But this one, Edward Norton should have stayed as Hulk. Because this movie, like, I had this movie on DVD and like it's super amazing, like so memorable. And so I put it in enjoyable. It's kind of flawed, but it's underrated. Iron Man 2. I would put Iron Man 2 at great. I don't understand the hate this movie gets, because it's still great. I would put the whole trilogy in great, because like Iron Man 2, the action is still amazing. The plot wise it's slightly forgettable, you know, it's not really that much into it, but you know, like the action is there. There are moments that make you laugh, that make you like see. We got the introduction to Black Widow. So like this movie is still good. I still like it. It's still entertaining. Thor, Thor is whack. Let's just be honest. Thor is just I don't see it. Like it was so, I could sense that it was really tough to make a Thor movie, because he's like so dull and so boring, like character wise. But no man. Captain America, the first Avenger. This movie is underrated. I really like the origin story, but at the same time it's kind of dull, like plot wise. Like the sequencing of the movie is really long, but there's still moments and amazing moments, like the origins and all that. So I put it at enjoyable. Like it's slightly flawed, but I still enjoyed it. The Avengers, the first Avengers movie, it's close to being GOAT, but I will put it at great. It's a great movie. The whole way they united all the superheroes, that they brought them together, and like they all worked so well together. This movie was so well executed, and it was in the early stages of the MCU to what we know what it is now. And like the way, looking back, I mean, they did a great job. Iron Man 3. This is my opinion. If you disagree, I don't care. Iron Man 3 is the best movie out of the whole trilogy. I mean, I put it at great as well. I'd say the whole trilogy is in the great category. So it's top tier slightly. You know, the whole sequencing, the action, the way this movie was done was so well. I remember watching it for the first time and I was like, the way the action looks in this movie, the suits, like everything was executed so well, and I would put it at great. Slightly flawed because the villain's slightly forgettable, but yeah, amazing. Thor: The Dark World, it's whack as well. I mean, I don't remember this movie at all. Very garbage. I mean, it's like I only remember the ether, and it like goes into his girlfriend, and like Loki dies. That's all I remember. I don't remember any action, anything else. I just remember the ending and certain scenes, like it comes back and forth, but it's boring. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This is also close to GOAT, but I'll put it at great. I mean, this is like the most unique and underrated movie from the franchise, arguably, because this is like the first movie they had that action spy, similar to like a Mission Impossible vibe. The way the action, the fight scene in this movie, the fight scenes from the highway scene between Bucky and Steve was I mean, insane. Like, this is the best action. Like, this is strictly just an action thriller movie. Like, they should go back to making these type of films. Like, the way this movie made Captain America, like, I really started liking Captain America after this. Like, I started liking him more because, like, even like the whole, like, plot wise and the whole story, like the way, like, Shield was infiltrated by Hydra, and like there's certain people that are still working for Hydra. Like, no, this movie was peak at the time. Guardians of the Galaxy. Now this movie is so good because this was like the first movie that displayed the humor, the jokes, and the way that every character like interacts with each other is so funny, so infectious. Like the cast is amazing, and it's just funny. It's enjoyable movie. It's like very enjoyable. I laughed a lot of times for this movie. Like, I put it at great. Avengers Age of Ultron, I'd say it's underrated. I'd say it's very flawed. So I'd put it at enjoyable. I remember certain things very well from it, you know. There's very good moments in the movie. So I say it's enjoyable. I wouldn't say it's great. I say it's good, like it's very enjoyable. Ant-Man, also underrated. Watching this film, I enjoyed this film. I put it at enjoyable as well. Because like, it's funny. It's like there's moments where it like you enjoy. So I say it's enjoyable. There's nothing much I can say about it, but it's enjoyable. Captain America Civil War. This is obviously GOAT. This is peak, top tier. Because the way this movie infected the culture, like the culture. I would say like the way this movie impacted fans, like you had to pick a side. I was Team Cap, by the way. But the way this movie impacted everyone, this was like infectious. Like the way the action in this movie, the whole sequencing of every fight scene, the way Bucky, like the Winter Soldier, was amazing. And we also got the introduction to Spider-Man and Black Panther, and like this whole the airport scene, the final fight scene, it was amazing. Well done. Doctor Strange is underrated. I put it at great. So like this movie, this is like the Sorcerer's Apprentice meets Inception. So like this movie visually was amazing. Like the whole story of Doctor Strange becoming Doctor Strange was like insane. So I put it at great. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, I'd put at enjoyable because it wasn't as major as the first one. You know, a few good jokes, humor now and there. Yondu dying was very sad, but it was okay, you know, enjoyable to watch. You know, it got a good laugh out of me. Spider-Man Homecoming. Sorry. I am sorry. I don't see, if you watched my Spider-Man tier list video, you will know where I'm coming from with this movie. So I'm not gonna go into detail about the worst Spider-Man movie ever. Thor Ragnarok, easily, this is easily great. So I mean the humor in this movie, like they gave Thor a new character, and the way they did it in Love and Thunder was garbage, but the way they made him in this movie was done well. And the interaction with other characters, the humor, the whole story like played well together. A good antagonist as well. And this peak. It's visually it's amazing. The humor is amazing. Yeah. Black Panther, easily at great. I mean, do I need to explain? It's Black Panther. Killmonger. Avengers Infinity War, obviously GOAT. I mean, do we have to explain why? This movie had me on the edge of my seat. The most upsetting experience, but it's still, it was meant to do that. It did its job. Amazing. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I would say enjoyable. I enjoyed it a lot. It was very funny. Action was good. So I'd say it's enjoyable. I liked it. Captain Marvel is mid. Sorry. Avengers Endgame, obviously GOAT as well. I mean, I say it's better than Infinity War. Some people think Infinity War is better. I don't see it. But the way in this movie, the way the difficulties they struggle with, the depression after the snap, the way they have to cope and live in the world that they live in for 5 years, from trying to get everyone back with it, getting the Infinity Stones, the time travel scene, to the final battle, to the Captain America scene with Thor, worthy of lifting Thor's hammer. Like, this was unexpected fan service. Not like Spider-Man No Way Home, where it was expected fan service. It's unexpected fan service. There were theories and rumors of a lot of things, and this surprised everyone. This was peak cinema. Peak. Spider-Man Far From Home, mid. Very mid. Fun but flawed. Certain things like I didn't like, but it was still entertaining visually. It's amazing. And yeah, that's all I can say about it. Black Widow, mid as well. I'd say it's mid because the action scenes were so well, the acting was so well, but the storyline wasn't really captivating plot-wise. It wasn't really captivating. Certain characters weren't accurate. Like, people had a lot of problems with Taskmaster. But yeah, it was okay, Mid doesn't mean good or bad. It was enjoyable, but I'd put it in mid because it was very, very, very mid. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I don't care what anyone says, this is great. This is peak. Like, the way this movie, the origin story of the Mandarin, the first ever Asian character, the first main Asian character, Asian superhero, like the first movie that displayed martial arts, like unique original martial arts, like the scenes in this movie, the fight scenes, the action sequences, like the action scenes, like this was just amazing, like visually, and like the emotion behind everything. I don't understand why people hate it. Like, it's amazing. Eternals, I didn't watch it fully, but like from what I've seen, like definitely WACK. Spider-Man No Way Home, I put it at great. I wouldn't put it at GOAT because it's very flawed. If you watch my Spider-Man tier list and my ranking, you would understand where I'm coming from. If you put it at GOAT, like, that's your thing, but you're still stupid and wrong. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was enjoyable. Could have been better. A bit dragged, a bit long, but still, the way Sam Raimi used that movie, the way he worked on that movie, creating that thriller, horror vibe, the suspense building. Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch was just done so well as an antagonist. But the way this movie was done was enjoyable. Could have been better, but it was still good enough. Thor Love and Thunder, obviously it's WACK, along with Wakanda Forever, also WACK, because I don't see what's good in Wakanda Forever. I'm sorry, like, I don't see it. I'm sorry. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, I put it mid because although like the plot storyline was boring, the characters were boring. Only character that stood out was Kang the Conqueror. Jonathan Majors, like the way that exceptional, so well done. The way, I mean, Jonathan, Kang, nah, this movie was good. No, it wasn't. It was mid. Sorry. The character, Kang, was good. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I didn't expect the movie to do that good. I didn't. Because like the whole story of Rocket was like, I was mind blown because it was so emotional. Like, I didn't expect to bring that emotion out of me. Like, even towards the end I started tearing up. Like the whole, every character working together, like the way they united as a team, but not just a team, but as a family. The way this movie was done, I didn't expect it. It exceeded my expectations, so I'll put it at great. Wish it could be GOAT, but I put it at great because like the whole story of Rocket, slightly certain scenes, The antagonist wasn't really that much of a big deal, but the whole story of Rocket Man and like it was emotional, like actually very good, very well done. Every character, the jokes, the way they act with each other. Batista was funny, amazing, but other than that, like everything else was done so well. And that's my MCU tier list from Iron Man to the recent Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I don't think I'm gonna watch any other MCU films because I really don't care. I might watch Captain America New World Order, Thunderbolts, I might watch Blade, Deadpool, and the new Avengers films. I don't think I'd watch Fantastic Four, any of the Marvels. I still want to watch Secret Invasion when all the episodes come out. But other than that, any other new MCU stuff I won't watch. So that's it for my MCU tier list. Let me know what you think of it. Comment down below how you like yours. What you can do your own. So yeah, that's it. And thank you for watching.